What if I told you that a millionaire can legally pay a lower tax rate than a teacher? Or that saving money in a bank can actually make you poorer? Or that someone earning six figures can still be broke while another person earning half as much quietly builds wealth? Most people think money follows common sense. It doesn't. In fact, some of the most important financial truths sound completely fake the first time you hear them. And that's exactly why so many people stay stuck financially while others quietly build wealth year after year. Welcome to Wealth Forge. Today, we're exposing 10 financial facts that sound unbelievable but are absolutely true. By the end of this video, you'll see money differently, and some of these facts might completely change how you handle your finances forever. Fact number 1. Your savings account can make you poorer. This sounds ridiculous. After all, saving money is supposed to make you richer. But here's the catch. If inflation is higher than the interest you're earning, your purchasing power is shrinking every year. Imagine you have $10,000 sitting in a savings account earning 2%. Sounds safe. But if inflation is running at 4%, the cost of goods rises faster than your money grows. Your account balance increases, but what your money can actually buy decreases. In other words, you're losing wealth while technically gaining money. This is one of the biggest reasons wealthy people don't let large amounts of cash sit idle for years. They understand that money needs to grow faster than inflation. Otherwise, time slowly erodes its value. The scary part? Most people never notice this because they focus on the number in their bank account rather than what that number can actually purchase. Fact number 2. The rich often borrow money instead of spending their own. Most people assume wealthy individuals pay cash for everything. In reality, many do the opposite. They borrow. Imagine you own assets worth millions of dollars. Instead of selling those assets and paying taxes, you can use them as collateral and borrow against them. Your investments continue growing. You keep ownership, and in some cases, you avoid triggering taxable events. This is one reason many wealthy people appear to live extravagant lifestyles while selling very little of their actual investments. The average person thinks debt always means financial trouble, but the wealthy understand that not all debt is bad. Used strategically, debt can become a tool rather than a burden. The difference isn't debt itself. It's whether the debt helps create wealth or destroys it. Fact number 3. Making more money doesn't automatically make you rich. This may be one of the most surprising financial truths. Income and wealth are not the same thing. A person earning $250,000 per year can be financially stressed. Another person earning $70,000 per year can be financially secure. Why? Because wealth is what you keep, not what you earn. Many high-income earners increase their spending every time their salary rises. Bigger house, better car, more subscriptions, more luxury purchases, more lifestyle expenses. Eventually, their spending grows just as fast as their income. This phenomenon is called lifestyle inflation. The result? Someone making huge amounts of money can still live paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, a disciplined saver and investor may quietly build substantial wealth on a much lower income. The lesson is simple. Your financial future depends more on your habits than your salary. Fact number 4. Most millionaires don't look like millionaires. Movies have done serious damage to people's understanding of wealth. Many people imagine millionaires driving exotic cars, wearing designer clothing, and living in mansions. Reality is often very different. Many millionaires live in ordinary neighborhoods. They drive practical vehicles. They avoid flashy purchases. And they focus heavily on long-term investing. The truly wealthy often prioritize freedom over appearances. Meanwhile, people trying to look wealthy may spend huge portions of their income maintaining an image. This creates a strange paradox. The person who looks rich may actually have less wealth than the person who appears average. Wealth is often invisible. Status is visible. And many people confuse the two. Fact number 5. Small fees can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. A 1% fee sounds harmless, almost insignificant, but compound growth works in both directions. Imagine investing for 30 or 40 years. Every year, a small percentage is deducted from your portfolio. Those fees don't just reduce today's balance. They reduce future growth as well. Over decades, that tiny fee can consume an enormous amount of wealth. Many investors spend months researching stocks while completely ignoring the fees they're paying. Ironically, the fees may have a bigger impact than the investment choices themselves. This is why successful investors often pay close attention to expense ratios, management fees, and investment costs. Tiny percentages can produce massive consequences over long periods. Fact number 6. Time is more powerful than money. Most people believe large amounts of money create wealth, but time often matters more. Consider two investors. The first starts investing at age 20. The second waits until age 35. Even if the second investor contributes significantly more money, the first investor may still end up with greater wealth because of compound growth. Compounding is one of the most powerful forces in finance. Your money earns returns. Then those returns earn returns. Then those returns earn even more returns. The process repeats year after year. The longer the timeline, the more dramatic the results become. That's why starting early often beats investing larger amounts later. Time amplifies everything, and once lost, it can never be recovered. Fact number 7. A house is not always an investment. This statement shocks many people. For decades, people have repeated the idea that buying a home automatically builds wealth. But that's not always true. A home can appreciate in value, but it can also come with property taxes, maintenance costs, insurance expenses, repairs, interest payments, and opportunity costs. In some situations, renting and investing the difference may produce better financial results. This doesn't mean home ownership is bad. It simply means a house isn't automatically an investment. Whether it becomes a good investment depends on location, timing, costs, financing, and market conditions. The key lesson is to evaluate financial decisions based on numbers rather than assumptions. Fact number 8. Most lottery winners don't stay rich. People often believe winning millions guarantees financial freedom. Unfortunately, reality tells a different story. Many lottery winners eventually face financial problems. Some even go bankrupt. Why? Because money amplifies habits. If someone lacks financial discipline before receiving wealth, a sudden windfall rarely fixes that problem. Without budgeting, investing, planning, and restraint, enormous sums can disappear surprisingly quickly. The real secret to wealth isn't receiving money. It's managing money. Financial behavior matters more than financial events. That's why sustainable wealth is usually built gradually rather than won overnight. Fact number 9. Investing is often less about intelligence than emotion. Many people assume successful investors have genius-level IQs, but emotional control frequently matters more. Markets rise, markets fall, fear spreads, greed spreads, and investors constantly face emotional pressure. The biggest investing mistakes often occur when people panic during downturns or become overly confident during booms. The challenge isn't understanding investment concepts. The challenge is sticking to them when emotions become intense. History shows that patient, disciplined investors often outperform highly intelligent investors who make emotional decisions. Your emotions can become your greatest financial asset or your biggest financial liability. Fact number 10. Becoming wealthy is usually boring. This may be the most surprising fact of all. Most people expect wealth building to involve secret tricks, perfect timing, or dramatic opportunities. But in reality, wealth creation is often incredibly boring. Consistent saving, consistent investing, avoiding unnecessary debt, living below your means, allowing compound growth to work, repeating those behaviors year after year. That's it. No magic, no shortcuts, no secret formulas. The financial media loves exciting stories because excitement gets attention. But sustainable wealth usually comes from doing simple things consistently for a very long time. The truth is almost disappointing, and that's exactly why it works. Most people are searching for extraordinary solutions while ignoring ordinary actions that create extraordinary results. Money is full of contradictions. Saving money can sometimes make you poorer. High income doesn't guarantee wealth. Millionaires often look average. Small fees can destroy fortunes. And building wealth is usually far less exciting than people imagine. The people who succeed financially aren't necessarily the smartest. They simply understand these truths and act on them consistently. While everyone else is chasing shortcuts, they're quietly following principles that compound over decades. And that's what creates lasting wealth. The question is, which of these financial facts shocked you the most? If you learned something new today, subscribe to Wealth Forward for more practical wealth building strategies, investing insights, and financial lessons explained simply. And tell me in the comments, which financial fact sounded the most fake to you before hearing the explanation? Because sometimes the financial truths that sound the craziest are the ones that can change your future the most.